The expansion for Xbox with the ROG Xbox Ally into handhelds is starting in October, and it's going to get even bigger and even better, as no matter what handheld you're on, you're going to be able to get that Xbox experience. So this last week, we got the announcement for the Lenovo Legion Go 2, which is going to be releasing 2 weeks or so about after the Xbox ROG Ally and the Ally X. Now, I feel like because of the pricing of the Lenovo Legion Go 2, it's put itself in its own category. I guess that will depend on the official prices we get for the Ally and the Ally X, but you can take a very educated guess here that the Ally itself will be nowhere near the prices of the Lenovo Legion Go 2. The Ally X will still be a couple of $100 less than the Lenovo Legion Go 2. So they're kind of in different categories. You're having one that is really targeting that premium space where people who just are okay with spending that type of money on a gaming handheld when you can get laptops and stuff at those prices that do very good gaming, as well as if you don't really care only about the portability. I mean, that would for some people be one of the reasons they buy these PC handhelds, but when you do pick them up, the battery life really isn't that good enough that you are playing with them plugged in a lot of the time, so it kind of takes away from the portability. You just save more. You can get more powerful devices like a gaming PC and stuff, but that may be targeting obviously a different segment of the market. But the Lenovo Legion Go 2, it's coming out here starting at $1,100, and there's going to be the more expensive ones for like $1,400. So very, very expensive. But one of the things that I find is the most interesting thing out of all of this is you're really seeing the Xbox strategy play out, where they are going to be putting that Xbox operating system to try to get people in to staying within Xbox on any device, any PC device out there. They're going to allow that to be put on here to the Lenovo Legion Go 2. And I believe this will be the first new device besides the Xbox ROG handhelds that will be getting this. And you can see this now going to be rolling out to basically any PC handheld out there, where you're going to be able to get that entire console-like Xbox experience that they developed specifically for the handheld. They say the Lenovo saying that its $1,100 handheld will also get the Xbox mode coming to the ROG Xbox Ally. So you're going to get that full screen experience on the Lenovo Legion Go 2 in 2026. It won't be there at launch, but by the springtime, you will be able to download it. I wonder what the holdup is. Maybe they're thinking with a partnership with Asus, they're going to try to push people more to that to start with, simply because they've made that partnership. This is a certified for Xbox handout that has a specific Xbox button on it, whereas obviously the Lenovo Legion Go 2 will not. I would not be shocked that in the next year or so, similar to what we saw them do with Steam and SteamOS, where they made the Lenovo Legion Go S, if they make another Lenovo Legion Go S, but that is an Xbox Lenovo Legion Go S with an Xbox button on it. It says here, the Asus ROG Xbox Ally and more powerful ROG Xbox Ally X will be released on October 16th and will feature the Xbox full screen experience, which is a new mode that boots the handheld straight into an Xbox app instead of loading the full Windows shell. And we've seen people use it and show it off during Gamescom. Looks very smooth, especially jumping from app to app or game to game with the game bar that does come out, which is going to be, I think, one of the better things out there. You can kind of already test this out. If you have a controller and you connect it to your PC and you open up the Xbox app on your PC, although you're using a desktop, you can get the feeling as to exactly how it's going to look and feel when you finally get your hands on the ROG Xbox Ally. Goes on here to say, by not booting the entirety of Windows, Microsoft says that the Xbox full screen experience will allocate more system resources to running the game, meaning performance is optimized. And that was one of my biggest questions here. How much optimization will there be? Will you actually see a boost in playing these games because of this? We did see from people who have tested out Doom: The Dark Ages that you're getting like 70 to 80 FPS on medium settings, which to me is very good. That is boding well here for the future of this handheld in terms of the type of performances you're going to be expecting, specifically with the ROG Ally X. I think the big difference between the two, of course, is for the people who aren't looking to play the biggest AAA, highly graphical intensive games, and they just want to have that handheld experience with side scrollers, less resource intensive games on the go. The Ally will be perfect for them, but the Ally X will give you that big boost of performance that people have been looking for with this next generation of handhelds. And specifically as well, when it comes to Talking about the full screen experience, The Verge and a Lenovo spokesperson did confirm that the Xbox full screen experience will come to the Lenovo Legion Go 2. The big thing here that I think separates the Lenovo Legion Go 2, aside from the ROG Xbox Ally, besides this price, of course, is the screen, the 8.8-inch OLED screen at 144 hertz. I don't know if I'm alone on this, but as I've been using more PC gaming devices, handheld devices, starting from the Steam Deck, then moving to the ROG Ally, and now as we look forward here to the Xbox ROG Ally, the 7-inch screen to me is small. And that is my biggest disappointment as I look forward to the release of the Xbox ROG Ally, is I wish that screen was bigger. As I'm using the Nintendo Switch 2, which has a 7.9-inch screen, that is a nice size. To me, that is probably the smallest size that I would want to go on a handheld going forward. I think that size is great. But 8.8-inch to me is even better, as I'm realizing, especially with these big AAA games, it's cool to have them on the go. But if you're playing them, they're obviously designed for the big screen. You're missing out on details. It's hard to see certain things when the screen gets smaller. I've used my phone with the controllers attached, and it is hard to play certain games. Even if they run fine, the frames are good, it's not lagging, it's hard to play certain games just simply because the screen is too small. So the 7-inch screen does the job. You're going to have a good experience, but I just wish it was a little bit bigger. That's my biggest disappointment. I have a feeling if they ever release a second iteration of this ROG Xbox Ally, which I'm sure that they will, or in the future when they release more Xbox specific branded handhelds, we will see ones with bigger screens, and that will hit the spot perfect. And then obviously the other big thing here will be the battery life between these two devices. I feel like the ROG Xbox Ally will last longer than the Lenovo Legion Go 2. We've seen some early tests here that it's slightly better than the first Lenovo Legion Go in terms of battery life, but of course the price point is just absolutely insane. So it's cool to see, though, Xbox giving that full screen experience. Maybe that as well will improve battery life and just improve the overall experience. The other thing Xbox is launching and announcing here, which will be perfect for their full screen experience, so you know exactly if your games are going to work, similar to what Steam has done with their compatibility program here, is the handheld compatibility program. They say it's a new Xbox initiative designed to make more games ready to play on your supported handhelds, specifically saying we have worked with game studios to test, optimize, and verify thousands of games for handheld compatibility, allowing you to jump into the game without having to tweak settings or requiring only minor adjustments, something that on-the-go gaming in these handhelds you need. Yes, you can play with settings. Some people still love to do that. When I'm on PC, I always find myself playing with settings just because the options are available. When I get into the handheld mode, it's generally when I have a few hours, an hour or two, or I'm laying in bed before passing out, and I just want to jump in and play a game. So if I can know that the game's going to work, that is a big win for me going forward here. And all of this really makes me think about what we heard, that Xbox had stopped the production on their own in-house handheld to focus on more of the partner handhelds themselves with the full screen experience. You can pretty much bet, I think, going into next gen, that if they're giving out the full screen experience to all of these different manufacturers, you will see this across the board, basically on any PC handheld you buy. And then I also think because of this, you're going to have other manufacturers coming in here. If people are using that full screen experience a lot and wanting to partner with Xbox, where you're going to get more of these Xbox ROG style of devices. So there's going to be a long list of choices if you want an Xbox handheld with the next generation, specs wise, price wise, all of this stuff. We are seeing the handhelds go in the direction of very premium pricing. I feel like the sweet spot for handhelds are about $500-$600, $500 to $800. In that range is where people are, okay, yeah, I'll pick up one of these to supplement my gaming on my console. But we're not seeing that specifically here with the Lenovo Legion 2, and I don't think we'll see that with the Ally X, which I think will probably be around $900 or so if what we have seen from the leaks are true, and if the other information that we have heard that they're reevaluating the price, maybe taking it on more to subsidize more to reduce the price. If that is not true, I still think we're going to see that pushing almost $900, $1,000 price range. But the full screen experience, this is what they've been needing to do for a while. Get it out there, allow people to use it on their handhelds, allow people to download it. Hopefully it will just be readily available like SteamOS, where you can just download it and install it on whenever you have available to you if you have a PC gaming handheld, and then you can use that instead of the native Windows, which is something that's turned me off, which is the reason I sold my ROG. And hopefully this is something that hits the spot here, giving me that great console experience. But on the video there, let me know what you think about this. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.